Tabraiz, thank you so much for joining us and for speaking to us. With the quarantine, we've decided, to rather get some content out for our media via Zoom. So you've been pretty busy. I mean, everybody else had a bit of a break for a while. Tell us a little bit about your experience at the 100 and just how everything went about and how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, I just basically got like 2 or 3 days at home to see my family, and here we are in Colombo. But for me, the experience of the 100 was quite good, actually. It's, if I can put it simply, it's like a much faster version of the T20 game. So there's a few things I picked up from there, in terms of how you can save a lot more time in the field by just rushing through and showing some urgency. Personally, for me, it was nice to go and play there as well because I'm somebody that enjoys bowling and doesn't enjoy long periods of breaks in between games and stuff. So that was quite nice, and I'm really excited. And I was just thinking about it on the flight here to Colombo that, like, how excited I am, I mean, I was sad to be leaving home and missing my family, but it's just something different when you playing for South Africa, and it was just made me smile in a way in between all the turbulence and me sweating and holding on to my chair.
There was a bit of turbulence on that flight, but tell us the difference in because I like hearing about your excitement. What's the difference between your experience, when you're playing in all these leagues and then coming back into the Protea space? What is so special about this space?
Look, obviously, I mean, you hear the normal cliche things, it is everyone's dream as a kid in South Africa to play for the country. And I think it's just something to do with that. You can go all over the world and play for different teams and stuff. But at the end of the day, this is the pinnacle. This is where you have your boys, like I would say. You get to come here and play with guys that you've grown up playing with and against. These are your people. And yeah, I think that's what makes it special for me, being able to play for South Africa, because that is the ultimate dream, isn't it?
Absolutely. Congratulations on being picked up by the Royals in the IPL. How much does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's quite special. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm not excited about that. I am very excited, especially because I've actually never played in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and stuff like that. So that is something, you can't really control because the IPL is a different thing. I have played in the past, but I was a lot younger. I didn't really get a lot of game time regularly. And, as you can see, even with the Proteas, when you get regular game time, you can showcase what you can do, you can improve, you can become better. But from a Proteas perspective, I'm actually really happy that I did get picked up in the IPL because, like I mentioned, I've never ever been there. I've never played there. So to be able to go and train at those facilities, even if I don't get game time, it would be nice if I can play on those pitches and, get some inside information and gain some experience. So from that point of view, I'm really happy that, I got picked up just to be able to pick up some knowledge and some sort of information that, that might help us in the World Cup.
It's been quite an awesome year for you. I don't even have the words actually to describe the year that you've had. Looking back at just where you've come from and the amount of progress that your career has made, what do you say to youngsters who tend to be a little bit impatient about their circumstances in their careers and seem to be worried or concerned that they might not be getting the opportunities and the chances as yet? How important is patience when it comes to the long game and the game of cricket itself?
Yeah, I think it's very important, and just yesterday I was speaking to one of my close friends regarding the IPL and the year that I've had for South Africa as well. Exactly the question that you're asking. It's very important, to wait for your time. I mean, a lot of people that have followed me since the beginning of my career know it wasn't just a smooth transition. You play for South Africa in the 19s, and then you play franchise cricket, then you play for South Africa. I've had to wait a long, long time to get my opportunity to firstly get picked for the Proteas. and then again, waiting basically 4 or 5 years to get regular game time. So I think we don't have to look at other people's journeys. Some guys play for South Africa at the age of 21 and have long international careers. Others have to wait years, even not even just in South Africa. A guy like Michael Hussey from Australia only made his debut into his 30s, and he became one of the best batsmen in the world. So yeah, I think that's the main important thing that I would say. From my own personal experience as well, you just have to wait for your opportunity. But while you're waiting, you have to keep on working, because you can't be sulking and being down on yourself, and then your opportunity comes and then you don't grab it. Sometimes some people get 20 opportunities, others might only get one or two. So you just have to make sure that preparing and working hard, so that when your opportunity does come, you grab it with both hands and live your dream. I think that's the most important thing. We all have dreams. We all have certain aspirations. So you have to be ready to basically grab that opportunity and make your dreams a reality.
So Shama, what's the mood like in the team? Obviously, Enoch announced his resignation from the team. From your own observations, I know you only joined the team when we got onto the plane, or as we were about to get onto the plane for Sri Lanka. But what have you observed so far?
Yeah, like you mentioned, I wasn't really with the team at the camp and just joined them before we left. Yeah, obviously it's sad that Enoch's resigned, but I'm sure he has his reasons. And as a team, we wish him all the best. We fully respect the choice that he's made, and just like he wishes us the best for our future, we definitely wish him the best as well. At the end of the day, this is sports, and these kind of things can happen. So yeah, we all just got to move forward and wish each other well. And I'm sure the guys will be in touch with him.
Awesome. And Sri Lankan conditions, we arrived and it started raining, and it's been raining off and on throughout the day. What goes through your mind as you start preparing mentally for where we're at in Colombo?
Yeah, from our past experiences in Sri Lanka, one thing that definitely hits you is the humidity, a lot of sweat, and the weather's always been like that. With the rain on and off, it can get disruptive, but I mean, we're aware of it, so those are things you prepare for beforehand, and you don't let that affect you. For me personally, it's just about going out there and trying to do the job once again for the team as best as I can. And one thing we do know, with the 100 ground staff that they have at the stadium, a wet outfield definitely is not going to be a problem. So as soon as the rain stops, I'm sure we'll get a game in.
Fantastic. And Shama, is there anything that you would like to see improved in your own game? Just considering that you've had quite a lot of game time just recently, are there any areas that you're targeting, or are you quite happy with where you're at right now?
Yes, definitely. I'm somebody that's never happy with my bowling, even, a series like the one I had in the West Indies and Ireland. To be honest, I wasn't completely happy with the way I was bowling. There's a couple of things that I wanted to work on, which are still, things that I do constantly try and keep on working in behind the scenes. So yeah, and maybe we might just see a couple of sixes or boundaries here and there when the team needs it most. So it's always nice to be able to contribute in that way as well. So yeah, there's always something happening behind the scenes. And yeah, there is a couple of things I'll definitely be working on in terms of my bowling as well.
I actually was about to ask a question about your batting. You worked really hard on your batting in the West Indies. You spent probably more time in the nets than most tailenders do. Is that an area that you're trying to hone and that you're looking to improve on with the World Cup coming up?
Yeah, well, I basically had 1 month on the sidelines while the test boys were going out there and being awesome like they were. I had nothing else to do, so I decided to spend a lot of time in the nets. Actually had a little batting niggle, which I was quite proud of. I've never had that in my life before. But yeah, obviously any way you can help the team, whether it's in the field or batting besides your main job, that definitely helps. I'll never neglect my primary job, but always trying to improve in the other aspects as well.
The teams coming in from back-to-back victories or series series victories against West Indies, against Ireland. I know that the ODI series against Ireland was drawn, but some really good performances coming out of those tours. What's the confidence like, and how does the team and yourself, how do you guys build on that and ensure that, you know, you take this forward, especially with having had this very short gap for most of the players who weren't in the 100?
Yeah, the confidence levels are obviously up. You know, and I've always maintained, this is not something new that I'm going to say. I do believe we have one of the best bowling attacks in the world. And all we need is a bit of game time. You know, it's not something that I'm saying now because we've won a couple of series back to back and stuff like that. The talent in the squad is there. You know, maybe we might be a little bit inexperienced at the international level, but it doesn't mean that we don't have the skill. And, you know, we showcase that against a very strong West Indies team, and also, you know, in the next tour against Ireland as well. So again, I maintain, you know, we trying our best to bring positive results. Nobody here wants to lose, and I know the people back home definitely don't want to see us losing. So we're pushing. We definitely don't ever doubt our skill level, like we've showcased it. So we just need a bit more time to play together. And the more we play together, the better we're going to get. And I think we've seen that in the last couple of months.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. See you next time for the next episode of Shamo Chronicles, we'll call that.
I think we can call it that, Shamo's Chronicles. We'll do a series.
Shamo Chronicles, yes. That's what we'll call it.
Thank you so much, and cheers.
Bye-bye.